Alright, so now let's go ahead and I've got I should have the hips in here, and those should be working something like that. So let's go ahead and let's see, whoops, wrong thing. So now what you want to do is let's go ahead and I'm actually gonna link this to there, and I'm just gonna link it up. So now if this is my root bone, move it, it should function like that. So I'm just gonna go ahead and give it a name here. Let's call it root bone. I'm gonna copy that. I'm gonna call this spine 1 bone, and I'm just pasting that in there. Spine 2 bone. Spine 3 bone. Oh, this is neck bone. Head bone, and I'm going to call this one head. I don't think you actually, I think I can delete that. I don't think I even need that in there. Okay. So now that's linked up. The root, it's linked up to the root. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I want a controller for the root control, and I'm just going to, let's copy this. I actually want both of those. Let's just go back here to this editor here, and you can see why. You can begin to see why naming, how important naming is. I'm going to get the direction and the world, and I'm just going to go ahead and copy those both up, and I'm going to call this, let's call it root directional curve. Yeah, okay. And then I'm going to select on that, and let's call this root control. Yep. And I'm going to go ahead, let's just see, scale it down, scale it up a little bit. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use my, this directional kind of is just good for, just so I know that there's a little bit of, I know where I'm pointing. I'm going to go to align and just snap on that. I'm going to go to convert to spline, right click, and vertex, and I like to give mine a little bit of a toggle through those, and let's just give it a little bit of a shape. So that's, if you're selecting on a side view, you kind of see what you're looking at maybe a little bit better. So top level, and let's give it a color. I'm going to make mine red. Okay, and back into the schematic view, and let's close this, and we're going to make this one red also. Okay, so you shouldn't be able to select on that. You should be able to select on this one. Let's go into the, I'm going to go ahead and scale, lock scale off. Now what I want to do is I'm going to make a, I think I'm going to link this. Let's try linking it to this guy. Okay. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to, so now let's select on it, and that should be functioning like that. I'm going to make a, under the create splines, what are these lines or shapes? Let's make a circle, and I'm just going to go to keyboard entry. What is this listed on now? It's at 1, create. Let's just move it up. I'm going to hit Z to zoom, and then I'm going to align it to the hip bone, and let's just move this down. Align tool, and bang. Okay, and I'm going to call this hip control, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click, convert to editable spine, right click vertex. Let's select these guys right here, and let's give it a little bit of shape to just on the side, and let's just go to top level. Let's give it a color, kind of maybe this light blue would be good. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a new thing. I'm going to use a what's called a constraint. So it's under animation constraints, and I'm going to use, there's a few in these in here. I'm going to use orientation constraints. So orientation has to do with rotation. So I only want this to rotate. So I'm going to use orientation constraint. So you can see the little marquee line from it. I'm going to go out to my control and select on it, and you see it does this awful mangled mess. So when you do that, just go ahead and scroll down in here to this keep initial offset, and that should pop it back. Okay, and then so now what happens is that should be rotating this, and that's exactly what I want. Okay, so I have this root control that controls that. Now you'll notice, and then you have this that's going to control the rotation of the hips. Now you'll notice what you need to do is you're going to parent this or link this to the root. So I'm just going to go ahead and select link and link it to there. So now what will happen if I select on the root, it's going to, that control curve is also going to follow along, if that makes any sense at all. Okay, so I have that, and it looks like I have basic kind of a root hip setup.